Hey guys, there are 2 updates to this story. Timestamps in the description. Enjoy. r/relationship advice. I think my 22 male girlfriend, 20 female, might be cheating on me with my roommate. My girlfriend and I have been together since high school. We go to the same college, and she basically lives me. We live in a 4-bedroom apartment with 3 other guys. My roommates and I hang out a lot with my girlfriend, but she gets along especially well with one, we'll call him Chet. Chet is really close with my girlfriend. When I go to sleep, I go to bed really early, she goes and hangs out in his room. When I ask her about it, she tells me what good friends they are, and goes into detail about how she just could never even imagine his lips touching hers, that it makes her sick to think about. Part of me believes me, but part of me wonders why she goes into such detail about how repulsed she is by this idea. Recently, they got into a fight because his girlfriend doesn't like my girlfriend. This fight ended in him buying her favorite snacks and leaving them on our bed. This seems like way intimate to be just a friendship to me, but I'm afraid to flat out ask her if they're sleeping together. I don't want to ruin our relationship over them just having a nice friendship. I don't know what to do. I think it's interesting that his girlfriend doesn't like your girlfriend. Does she have a reason for this, or does she suspect the same thing that you suspect? Yeah, I think perhaps OP should confront her about this to know if they have the same feeling. I suspect the reason she doesn't like her is because they hang out together late at night in a bedroom. Pretend to go to bed and stay up instead and wait a few hours. Catching them in the act will certainly clear things up. Confronting her will probably make her and him stop or be more cautious, assuming she is cheating in this scenario. Oh man. It's emotional cheating and she's overcompensating for the guilt of attraction. Liars give too many details. That's not a nice friendship at all. Right? Too many details. No. Never. I could never kiss him. I can't imagine placing my lips upon his soft sweet lips, feeling like I'm falling headfirst into his eyes. I've never felt overwhelming lust pulsating in my loins over Chet, like babe never haha. Aight dude, here's your game plan. Go to bed, say you aren't feeling well. She will go in his room. You enter after a bit. If it's clear and they are just chilling, go in and say that you're feeling sick and need help so they don't think you were trying to catch them. If they are doing something, you caught them and then you know. The main thing you want to do is just limit the negatives out of this. If they aren't doing anything and they see you go into the room, it shows the distrust and that will impact your relationship, so having a solid reason why to go in there covers you. Back pain is your answer. That is the not feeling well part. Then ask if one of them could give you a massage as a pretense for entering. Assuming they are not fucking each other when you enter. Do you think your girlfriend would be into him? Physical attractiveness? To me there's no super obvious facts that say she's into him as more than a friend. His girlfriend being pissed, plus him buying her candy, makes me think he is into her romantically. Keep an eye out. But waiting to go into another guy's room until OP is asleep is a little suspicious, don't you think? I mean, OP is her boyfriend. It would be weirder if she hung out with Chet instead of OP. In all fairness to her, she hasn't kept it a secret and has openly told OP that she goes into his room. I know if my partner went to sleep way before me, I'd rather be somewhere where stuff is going on, for example gaming, TV, etc. I do think it's incredibly suspect though, and OP needs to delve deeper. The alarm idea is great, would definitely be doing it if I were in that situation. Doesn't sound like she and Chet have physically cheated on you and Shay's girlfriend yet. They are most likely building a strong bond that may lead to something in the future. I agree, set an alarm for later in the night and go get a glass or water or something. Don't jump to any conclusions until you have some concrete evidence. But this is something to definitely keep an eye on, and I don't blame you for your suspicions. It would be one thing if they were in the living room or something. She spends hours in Chet's bedroom when OP is asleep. I can't see why you don't believe the capacity for physical cheating exists yet. Dude, lol, your girlfriend hangs out with him in his room when you're asleep and not in the living room? Even if they aren't fucking around, that's still fucked up. What is wrong with you people? Also, his girlfriend doesn't like her because she hangs out with him in the same goddamn room. OMG. What is wrong with you people? To be fair, there could be a good reason. Maybe their living room just sucks. I have 2 roommates right now and our living room is just 2 couches, a coffee table, and some board games. My room, however, has a gaming PC, TV, etc. Whenever we have a movie night, my friends all come to my room. If he has a lot of consoles or something, it's not unreasonable to think they'd be in his room. I'm pretty suspicious as well, but I don't think hanging in his room is inherently bad, especially if she's at least making sure OP knows. You're young but boundaries still exist. Why the hell would it be okay to hang out in his room? Quite honestly, you sound incredibly passive. She practically lives with you, usually a messy situation. She's hanging out with your friend in his room late at night. Is the door open or closed? And his GF is mad at her / doesn't like her, and you specify no info as to why that might be. It's not controlling to say, hey, can you hang out in a common area? At this point I think they are absolutely pursuing an inappropriate relationship. I think it's highly unlikely it's never turned physical, and I think you should spend a day or two trying to catch them before addressing it, because I think they are past that point of you saying, hey, can you cool it? Update. Thanks for all the comments and encouragement. No, I did not set up a spy cam or try to walk in on them. I chickened out, I think, because I deep down didn't want to catch them in the act. Turns out I didn't need to. I stayed quiet about it, which wasn't too hard because I was really busy with school this week anyway. Last night, my girlfriend told me we should throw a party at our apartment. I didn't really want to, but figured why the hell not. I could stand to get pretty drunk anyway. So last night we invited a ton of people over, which is not out of the ordinary for us, and my girlfriend invited her best friend. It started out as just a normal party, until Chet got raging drunk and announced to everyone that he had just broken up with his girlfriend of 3 years. So, I did something sort of manipulative that I'm not totally proud of. I told my girlfriend's best friend, I'll call her Kim, that she should hook up with Chet. We had all been drinking a lot, and I sort of suspected she was down for Chet anyway, and she agreed enthusiastically. Cut to Chet sitting on our couch with Kim quite literally on top of him making out. I pointed this out to my girlfriend, telling her it would be so great if our best friends dated each other. My girlfriend lost it. Like completely lost it. She started screaming and pushing Kim off of Chet, telling her she couldn't believe both of them would do that. She ended stopping the whole party because she made such a scene, and I just stood there and watched. When she finally snapped out of it and realized everyone was staring at her, I thanked her for confirming what I already knew, and told her to get the fuck out of my house. That was last night. I'm still sort of in shock it went down like that. I went to bed right after, and haven't talked to anyone about it yet this morning. I don't really know how I can look Chet in the face after this, so I haven't left my room yet. Update 2, I think my 22 male girlfriend, 20 female, might be cheating on me with my roommate. Basically, after I kicked my GF out of our party, I assumed we would all lay low for a few days. I was wrong. The day after the party, my roommate, I decided to call him Chet, knocked on my door and tried to talk, but I ignored him. Less than an hour later the ex-girlfriend sends me a long text, at first apologizing, then explaining that her screwing Chet couldn't have been avoided, because while I was a good boyfriend, I study and sleep too much. Okay. She then told me she would be willing to work through this if I was willing to try to be better and pay more attention to her. I didn't respond to the text. That night I had a dinner with my parents I couldn't miss, that the ex knew about. I came home to find all of her stuff taken out of my room. I figured okay, she got the hint and moved her stuff back to her dorm. Wrong. I noticed later when Chet's door was open she had actually moved her stuff into his room. I haven't seen either of them. I think they've been out of the apartment to avoid me. I don't even know how to feel. Honestly, the breakup is so raw, even though we haven't even really had the chance to break up, and I'm so angry at both of them, but strangely miss them at the same time. Wow, the balls of cheating on somebody and then trying to make it seem like you're the one who needs to redeem yourself. It took this for me to realize how insanely manipulative she has been our entire relationship. I know it's hard, but do not take her back. She's trying to shift the blame onto you. Given time you'll heal from this and make a great future partner. I don't think we can say the same about your ex and Chet. Good luck. The old saying is that, if they'll cheat with you, they'll cheat on you. She'll show her true colors to the roomie sooner or later. I'd still not renew my lease if I was able. This needs to be at the top. OP please, even if you lose a deposit, you need to either get them out or move yourself out. You will not be able to function, heal, grow, or learn if you are tainted by that environment on a daily basis. Remove them or remove yourself. He'd have to pay double rent or buy himself out of his current lease, that can easily run a few grand. This is definitely a messed up situation. Hopefully he has some kind of support system because I don't know how a college student can cover that on their own. I'd definitely bitch if she tried to move in with a roommate though. If she's not on the lease, she can stay a guest at best. He could complain to the landlord that his roommate is letting an extra person live there, off the lease, rent-free. There are occupancy limits and you agree to abide by them when you sign the lease. If he complained, he might be able to get the roommate evicted or at least get the girlfriend kicked out with a formal warning to the roommate. Petty? Yes. Money saving? Also yes. I think the fact she moved her stuff into his room says everything. Neither of them are that sorry. It's normal to miss them and it will take a while to get used to it, but you don't need these people in your life. Good on you for standing your ground. Sorry it's been so shitty, hope things pick up again for you soon. Yup. Slap in the face from both of them. Not even being sorry. Useless people these two. OP is better without her. He is not your friend, and she is a manipulative cheater. They deserve each other. You are better off without both of them. Is there a way you can move? Get out of that toxic environment and focus on yourself. Don't let these people suck you back in and make you miserable. I am sorry you have to go through this right now. I hope you find a way to deal with all this, and leave them behind. Best of luck to you. Yes, try to remove yourself from this. Right now, things are tense and they are both on edge with you. One day in the near future, they'll be comfortable with the situation and are going to be lying next to each other cuddling in bed. Maybe a passing thought will occur to them that they are holding each other at your expense while you are off studying somewhere. When that day comes, don't be that guy in the next room. If comes the time when they laugh at the situation and maybe laugh at you, just remember they are the clowns trying to play everyone else for the fool. They truly deserve each other and you deserve better. She's blaming you for her own choice to cheat because you study too much? She's willing to try to work through this if you pay her more attention? I can't even. You deserve better than this. Love that classic argument of you didn't pay attention to me, which is why I cheated. Bitch, if he wasn't paying attention, use your words and communicate. What a ridiculous statement. Nah, I'm gonna go fuck another dude instead of work on our relationship because you don't care about us enough. Obviously, you should know sleeping with the roommate cannot be avoided if OP chooses to gain an education by studying while in college. That's a bad situation. I had this happen during my last year of college. Early in the fall semester, too. And I was stuck in that apartment. My ex-GF pulled the same kind of "you don't give me enough attention" crap. At the time I was studying for the LSAT in addition to school work. When that didn't work, she tried to blame it on my roommate. He made me do it. I was in a cross of hating and missing them both for a while. After she started blaming the roommate though, I talked to him about it. I told him I was still pretty pissed, but also glad to have dodged the nutcase bullet with that girl. I also showed him her texts blaming him. He got pretty pissed at her about that shit, and they split it off. Things were okay, not great, between me and my roommate after that. At least it was tolerable until graduation. My ex-GF pulled the same kind of "you don't give me enough attention" crap. One of my early 20s relationships ended on the same note, after me giving in to her demand of "you need a full-time career, not just a part-time job for us to stay dating." Sadly, my moving from part-time to full meant I'd have to work around 2 years of third shift at this company. Our relationship made it less than 6 months of me working full-time nights before the "I didn't give her enough attention" excuse was given to me as to why she'd been spending overnights at an ex-BF's place. I'm glad you decided to end things. Her moving out directly to his room makes this easier since it goes to show she's been lying this whole time. Not many people can handle being cheated on, let alone being in the same apartment with them and the other guy. You may hate her guts, and you already know they've been sleeping around. But now that you're clued in, and that it's out in the open, don't be surprised if they're more public about it in the apartment itself. Please consider moving. You'll only move on if you cut these two toxic individuals out of your life. I know you're still in shock. I urge you to be as blasé as possible. Laugh at them. Lock your door and get a lock, they don't get access. But really? She's gross and so is he. It's so gross it's sad. She cheats under your nose and then moves across the hall with him? She's trashy and so is he. She's his problem now. Practice saying that out loud. Anytime she says "if you give me more attention," laugh and tell her you're just fine. No one needs a partner like that. Your response to all of this going forward should be to laugh and shake your head. They are so pathetic and trashy, lol. What a story for the grandkids. Yeah, I was with a guy across the hall, but I cheated with grandpa and made the great pilgrimage across the hall to F him instead. I was such a catch. You may miss them, but they don't get to see that. To them you are stronger, and moving on. Soon you won't have to fake it. But start laughing at them. Someone shows you pity? Yeah, it hurt, but I guess she's moved in with him. Across the hall, lol, it's pretty funny. I don't know, man, it's their life, but they were trashy about it. What's new with you? It's your apartment. Put a stop to that ASAP. Tell Chet to GTFO if you have to. Go into his room and put all her shit outside the front door. And make it very fucking clear to Chet that this is not happening. Or you'll be inviting his ex-GF to move into your room. He can and should throw her shit outside. There is nothing legally she could do. Really depends on where it is, but regardless, I don't think this is a good approach. Where I live, if you let someone stay at your place for 72 hours without any sort of agreement as to when the stay terminates, hey man, you can stay here for a few days until you get back on your feet. They effectively become a renter, even if they aren't paying rent, and you must follow renter laws when evicting. Namely, giving them 30 days notice to leave, depending on when during the month you notify.